Are you fucking kidding me? Who's fucking with me? It's episode 36 of Suplex. Biddies. Brought to you by Couch Guy Sports. Make sure you're using the internet one time. Go give them a follow. Go check out the website, couchguysports.com. Couch Guy Sports on Twitter. Do it all. With me, as always, Diego Galvez repping his rival soccer apparel, which I think is fantastic.
Content, baby. Gives content. Only I can make this shirt famous. You know, them citizens still trying to get permanent citizenships. Bunch of green card holders.
we got the king of calves, Andrew Hunneman. And then we have
AKA Braun Strowman Jr.
This is sad for me to say, but I'm chicken shortage Chris Jones.
Man, you're really hitting a slump. First Kaylee left you and now chicken shortage?
Wow, what a day.
What do you mean?
Yeah, she left you at the door when she dropped you off at home, right?
Yeah, that's all.
I drive my own car.
Are you sure?
We're not doing this bit no more. No, I'm sick of this.
Did she let you drive?
Whatever you two plan behind the scene, fuck off.
Nothing.
I'm just playing off of it. I don't know.
It's called telepathy.
Fuck the both of you. Fuck the both of you.
I don't think Diego and I have texted personally in about 3 months.
No, we have.
I don't know.
We have. I think we have.
I'm just committed to the bit, Jones. You know that.
Maybe a month. No,
yeah,
we texted directly each other because I had to pick your drunk ass.
Oh yeah, that was like 2 months ago.
So not 3 months.
Right?
Fake news.
Not this past weekend. I was a good boy.
So, have you ever felt? Hunneman feels right now. Feel unable to focus, tired, just low on energy. Well, we understand that feeling so well that the Suplex Biddies podcast is brought to you not only by the lovely network that is known as Couch Guy Sports, but we're also sponsored by our friends over at Shocked Energy. Shocked Energy is a drink made by gamers for gamers. All their flavors come packed with 180 milligrams of caffeine to ensure that no matter what you're doing, your focus will always be razor sharp to keep you performing at the top of your game. Their formulas are designed to specifically give you a high energy boost when you need it the most, while ensuring to avoid jitters after too much caffeine consumption. Do yourself a favor. Don't miss out on this. Go to www.shockedenergy.com. Use the promo code CGSN, Couch Guy Sports Network, CGSN, today. 10% off your order. Check out their green apple flavored box or even their watermelon flavored box. Oh, and don't worry, because guess what? They ship worldwide. Get Shocked Energy today and let's help you gain your focus and energy back, mother truckers. All right, we got a neat little show today. First things first, why don't we go over what happened last night? Recording on Monday, right before Monday Night Raw, like we always do. Let's talk about NXT War Games. Real quick, on the pre-show, Odyssey Jones defeated Andre Chase. Mm-hmm. Then the women's War Games match kicked off. It was Cora Jade, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, and Raquel Gonzalez that defeated Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction. In the NXT Tag Team Championship match, we had Imperium and Fabian Ancher. I think
it's just Archer or Eichner.
And Marcel Barthel defeated Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner by pinfall. And then Von Wagner turning on Kyle O'Reilly.
Attempting to turn on Kyle O'Reilly.
Which turned Kyle O'Reilly to turn on him. Cameron Grimes defeated Duke Hudson and shaved his head in the middle of it. The co-main event, Roderick Strong defeated Joe Gacy to retain his NXT Cruiserweight Championship. And Team 2.0 of Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Tony D'Angelo with Trick Williams defeated Team Black and Gold, Johnny Gargano, who seemingly looks like he's leaving the Black and Gold brand, which is a very tough blow to the heart here. So it was Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne, LA Knight, and Tommaso Ciampa. So what were your thoughts on the card last night, fellas?
So there was a disclaimer that WWE released earlier on in the night saying that, hey, if you don't watch this starting at 8 o'clock, you're not going to be able to go back to rewatch it until after the show's over. And I didn't see that, so I didn't turn it on until about 8:30. So I haven't seen the full Women's War Games match, but I caught the end of it, and I thought it was good. Everything in the middle was just kind of like, it's all right. It was pretty good. The men's War Games definitely was the top one. It was very well done. A lot of cool spots. War Games kind of seems to be relying on maybe weapons a little too much these days, but everyone kind of had their spots, had their moments, and obviously the right guy went over and he pinned the champion himself. So I thought it was a solid show. It was very fun, put it that way. The matches and everything weren't the greatest, but it was a very fun show, in my opinion.
Diego, what do we think? What do we think?
I'm sort of in those lines as well. I think it overall was actually a really, really, really good show overall. Other than that, I didn't. For what I caught of the show, I thought it was a great show altogether. Well put. Had some originality actually going on, which can't remember the last time I said that about WWE overall.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, no, I was pleasantly pleased with it, to be honest with you.
Hell yeah.
I thought they kind of rushed the Roderick Strong Joe Gacy match a little bit, but at the same time, you have to put the just under 40 minutes for War Games. They need that amount of time for that spot, which I get. But at the same time, I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5, especially for something that I had low expectations for. And, we all thought, they just kind of threw this together, and this is the last thing that they're throwing together before the end of the year. How good could this actually be? And both War Games matches, realistically, pretty good. So I like this a lot as a whole.
The men's match was definitely a lot smoother. If you look at a lot of the spots in the highlights, a lot of the times the women's match had people seemingly like waiting for their spot or like getting to their spot a little too early and then just kind of doing the spinning around like delirious, like, oh shit, I'm here too early look. Happened probably a couple times too many, but there's a lot of younger talent there, so it's excusable. And for what it was still really, really good. The men's was just, some of the stuff was just so freaking smooth. Some of them, even some of the 2.0 guys, just some of the shit they pulled off, man. They seemingly are very much beyond what one would expect career-wise and their ability-wise. So I look forward to seeing how these next few months shake out. Who knows if they're going to seemingly weave out all these 2.0 guys, given the rumors for, like you talked about, Johnny Gargano, potentially Kyle O'Reilly on his way out. So, all these new guys getting the spotlight, seemingly thriving under it, and it'll be cool to see which one of them actually takes off and ends up a big-time player.
Yeah. No, I think they're going to push Braun Breaker to the moon.
Yeah.
But, hey, I don't know what to expect from Grayson Waller with that frog splash last night.
His elbow drop was cool. It was He did like a little doodad between the legs.
Mm-hmm.
And he was super smooth. Like his hang time was ridiculous. Like even when he missed his senton bomb or swanton, whatever you want to call it, I felt like he was freaking gliding.
Yep.
So it was really cool to see. And he was the one I was expecting to be the weak link going in. Outside of, D'Angelo, who hasn't been on TV too much. I was like, what is this guy? What is this gimmick? Why does he look like that? What are these freaking shorts this dude's wearing? But he was there, and I can definitely see why.
Hunterman was jealous that he wasn't the guy wearing those shorts.
Yeah, it was a great shorts. I want the shorts. I'll jump off the cage.
I mean, the NXT Tag Team title match, I mean, it did what it needed to do. And that was keep the crowd entertained after the intense women's War Game match. I mean, obviously the War Games are going to be the ones that people remember the most out of it. But I think realistically, the ones that I was wishing would be a little bit better was Roderick Strong and Joe Gacy. Just because I have high hopes for Joe Gacy. I think he's going to do big things in NXT. Just need him to get that one run going. And once he gets that one run, I think he's set. That's just me.
He almost looks identical to Kevin Owens, and it's like annoying.
You know who he reminds me of? Oh, what was the dude in TNA?
That could be anybody, bro.
Yeah, but he looks just like Kevin Owens back in. Oh,
it'll come to you at some point during the episode.
Fuck, I hate it.
The little turn at the end for Wagner, though, I actually started laughing because I don't think I've ever seen someone fail to turn on their partner like that. And it was a very nice surprise because obviously you want Kyle O'Reilly to look good if he is sticking around or if he's going to put him over one last time before he's on his way out. So it was pretty freaking funny that he just ducked the clothesline and kicked the shit out of him for like, a quick 5 seconds. Threw up the Undisputed Era sign, a little chop it, suck it. So a little edge in Kyle O'Reilly, a little fire. And now they're going to face off, I think in a steel cage match Tuesday night. So that could be the last you see of Kyle O'Reilly. And maybe Wagner gets that last rub before he goes. But I just think Wagner kind of stinks. I don't know.
A little bit. Not a fan.
He's just a big dude. Like, he's not terrible, but he's just a big dude, and that's kind of all he has going for him.
Diego, what do you think moving forward?
For who?
Just in which one of these young NXT guys do you think is going to be the big winner for them?
Of that whole show, outside of Breaker, who do you think potentially could be that second tier star out of what you saw last night? Male or female?
Honestly, I think there's actually far more potential as a female group, to be honest with you. I really like the way that the War Games match between the women ended. I liked, Jade making the pin on her team for her team on Jane and all that stuff. I think she was pretty spectacular in that match. Mandy Rose was the final competitor to enter, and she did take her time dealing with things, especially getting done with Jade as well, and pulling her across the ring by her bad arm. I think if anything, that super talent that will probably grow here could actually be. I actually like JC Jane to be the next superstar girl here. I think her babyface stage here has come to an end, and I think it's time to just kind of impulse her to new levels. And I think she's got the talent enough to be impulsed to that new expectation. So I'm going with her.
Cool. I did like Cora Jade getting the pin in the match. All the people, I did not expect that at all. And she's, as they strictly tried to tell us, of the last 5-10 minutes of the match that I saw, they told me she was 20 about 13 times. So, they want to put over how, talented she is at such a young age. So you would think that's going to mean big things for the next, decade or whatever they decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we move on to the the other topics that we have? Let's start off with Monday night. This past week of Monday Night Raw, the big thing that we need to talk about is the fact that now the WWE title match in the main event is not only Biggie versus Seth Rollins, but it's also Biggie versus Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. What are thoughts on that?
Oh man, personally, I actually love the fact that Kevin Owens is getting that second push. I'm super thrilled with it. Unfortunately, he's one of the guys that's rumored to potentially leave WWE at the end of his contract, which is unfortunate. And I think at this point, WWE realizes that if they let him go, it's letting go of a gigantic talent in the roster, and they're trying to fix that error. I think they're trying to fix it in the correct manner by giving Kevin Owens a push here. Against somebody like Biggie, against somebody like Seth Rollins, it gives them just that much of a spotlight to be able to create a really good product. There's only so much that WWE can push a start moving forward, though. And I think it depends also on the star themselves to deliver a product. I think at this point, though, they are doing right by sticking to Owens and letting him do his thing. And I think at this point, I'm really interested to see how all this ends. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a turn of events where Owens is in the championship picture. Really wouldn't be surprised with that. And actually, I think the fans will love that.
Fucking Grotto on him. That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking Grotto. That's who he reminds me of. Reminds me of Grotto.
I haven't heard of him in so long.
Yes, that's who he reminds me of. Fucking, oh my God. I've been rattling my brain for the past 5 minutes. Kevin Owens. Yes, no. So let's move back. Speaking of the guy that looks like Kevin Owens.
What a comparison. Yikes. I don't know what's going on with him. I hope he wasn't part of any, shenanigans or controversy, but who knows? Yeah, so I mean, I'm in the same boat as Diego. I like that Kevin Owens is getting that interjection into the main event. It seems like if he is leaving, it's a way to seemingly extend the Seth Rollins Biggie program. Because now you can add Kevin Owens to the triple threat. You can have Biggie pin him or Rollins pin him, whatever it is. And then after that, then you get more leeway out of just Biggie and Seth Rollins. There's a small part of me that kind of wants Owens or Rollins to win it so Biggie can win the Rumble and then go after Roman at WrestleMania, because it seemingly is just going to be Brock, which we'll talk about for the next 4 months, which is it's up to you. Depends on how you feel about it. But I think Owens, unfortunately, is going to be out the door. His tweets have been he's posting about the product saying, 25 days till I become WWE champion. But it's almost feels like there's an underlying tone of he's actually counting down to when he's finishing up with the company. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if he ends up and just finishes up right at day one. I would not be surprised to see him take the pin and then see ya.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like just having him in the main event for the WWE title. Obviously, that's not the main event of the pay-per-view, but the main event for Raw. It just, for me, it shows wonders of just his name in general, because every year he always gets this one random title match since he won the Universal title. Every year he gets this one random title match. This is the random one. Obviously, it's not a 1v1, but he's in the match as well. He had his feud with Roman not too long ago as well. That was a good feud. I think he's just going to be a pest to Seth Rollins for however long he's here, and then Seth Rollins is going to murder Kevin Owens with a stomp. He's just going to be gone from WWE's existence forever.
Actually, almost a year to the day that he was feuding with Roman, I believe, because they start theirs at TLC, which would have been around this time. Yeah.
Yep.
So he had that feud with Roman and their stuff through the Rumble and all that, and so like you said, now it's one of those things where they always do it. It feels like when someone's seemingly on their way out, they'll be like, hey, this is what we could do with you if you stuck around. And then they push them, give them a little bit of the limelight to reestablish them a little bit. And depending on if they resign or not, then go from there. But a lot of times they kind of just get lost in the shuffle. I can't imagine Owens resigning. There's just so many just open opportunities to him in AEW with all of his literal best friends. Yeah. And how nothing's promised in WWE now. Even Kyle O'Reilly was rumored to be offered a multi-year deal. Same with Gargano. It's cool, multi-year deal, but that literally could be tossed to the side in 30 days if they decide they don't want to deal with it anymore. Mm-hmm. So there's no security. Mm-hmm. So why would you re-up for that?
Also, too, this, not to say that this is the same level, but this is the type of vibe I got. Remember when Kofi was looking for his first challenger after he won the title, and then Dolph Ziggler just came back to the main event scene for a bit? Mm-hmm. What it reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler also, I read that he's 44 years old, I think. Something crazy like that. Or maybe that's Bobby Roode. One of them is really old. It's probably Bobby Roode. Ziggler's older than I thought, though. But good for him. He still looks freaking incredible.
It's definitely Bobby Roode, because there's no way Dolph Ziggler is that old.
He's older, man. I'm gonna look it up. But Karen, you guys talk about the next thing.
I will get you Robert Roode's age. You look up. Robert Roode is 45.
Ziggler 41.
Robert Roode 45.
Ziggler 41.
Yep. Robert Francis Roode Jr. By the way, is his name.
Future WWE champion according to Kurt Angle. I mean, I would hope so, but
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Can we talk about the highlight of WWE programming this week besides War Games?
Yeah.
Sami Zayn and Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
The tag team we didn't know we needed.
That was awesome. It was such a cool little thing where Zayn comes out, he's going to showboat about being number one contender. Lesnar came out, just literally bullied him into taking the match that night after not knowing who he was.
Funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Oh, freaking! And he just kept coming back, and Lesnar has really good comedic timing, and this whole run that he's doing right now without Heyman as his mouthpiece it's really I do like the character because it just gives him a little bit more personality, and he has always. I mean, just think back to his time with Kurt Angle back in the day when they had their backstage things when they used to do milk drinking contests and stuff like that. He has that thing. He just has to be invested in the story. There was a small slimmer hope in me that hoped that Lesnar was going to cost Reigns the match to have Zayn win it and then just decimate Zayn, but obviously that didn't happen. So, but it was very cool, very different. I didn't expect to see them get any screen time ever. And again, for a guy that could be on his way out, re-sign it and then become tag champs with Brock Lesnar. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
There's
a story arc where they become tag champs, so then Brock just doesn't show up sometimes, and Zayn has to defend the tag titles without him. You know, it'd be so fun. I think it'd be genuinely hilarious.
But I mean, if you think about like what they're doing here, though, it's trying to imitate the storyline that RK Bro has now. You know, like when would you have pictured somebody of the stardom and caliber of Randy Orton to partner with this little weed connoisseur and the bro himself, who has the intelligence of a handicap ant. It's just overall. God damn it, guys! I'm trying to keep it together.
Sorry.
I can't help it. Have you seen his face when he makes it sometimes? You just can't help but laugh.
No, you can't. But anyways, like, could you have pictured these two ever, like realistically ever, being a tag team and delivering the good content that they do on a weekly basis?
Yes.
I couldn't.
Well, after how SmackDown ended with Lesnar kicking the crap out of Zayn, no. But before that, I was like,
no. I'm not talking about Lesnar and Zayn. I'm talking about Orton and the bro.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they're doing a good job. It's like,
I know that they're doing a good job, but previous to that, the question is, previous to that, would you have ever pictured them together? Probably not.
But it's worked so.
But it's worked out. It's worked out really, really well.
Listen,
on behalf of WWE and the partnership that they have. I think it's extremely comical. And honest to God, I almost forgot that Lesnar actually does have a good presence on the mic when he wants to get going about these gimmicks. Like, it's been for years ago, that we haven't seen Lesnar deliver actual content. Every mouthpiece that has been for Lesnar has been delivered by Paul Heyman. And it came to a point where we were like, without Paul Heyman, Lesnar doesn't really have much of content to deliver on the mic. Don't even hand him one until last night when we realized how it's just. I saw that video over and over and over again because I couldn't believe what I had seen last night. I was like, "Holy crap! This is actually really, really good." I'm entertained. Like, I am actually entertained.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I think personally, looking at it, going on RK Bro, think of it like this. Ever in your wildest dreams, before they tag team together, did you ever think that Cesaro and Sheamus would ever coexist as a team?
To an extent, they did.
It. Yeah.
To an extent, they did, but not.
So in that aspect, I'm
I'm
trying to think of other weird teams that they put together, like Kane and Daniel Bryan.
I mean, you're not supposed to talk about it, but like Benoit and Kurt Angle back in the day was one of those.
Mute his mic.
Yeah.
Mute his mic. It's not what I'm talking about, huh? I'm talking about the things you can talk about in WWE, not the ones you can't talk about.
Sorry, but it's those odd pairing couples that you wouldn't expect that end up thriving and doing well because both guys are invested and they make it work.
Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly.
Perfect. One of the good ones.
Tyson Tomko and AJ Styles.
Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah,
Bobby Roode and James Storm. That's the real one.
Okay, that's the real one because Jones had Bobby Roode in his fucking mind. Not until I said it, dickhead.
Beer Money was a solid tag team.
Yeah. Real shit in the WWE doesn't know what good product is sometimes. A little James Storm riding down on a cooler? Are you kidding me? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, nothing. Nope, nothing.
I mean, just think of it all this way. Andrew Hahnemann, Diego Galvez, Chris Jones on a podcast. When did WWE ever think of that? Oh, wait. No, they did. That was Couch
fear us, bro. They fear us. We're up here. We got all this headspace.
Listen, they know that we know what they're up to. So they better get us a paycheck real quick or else.
Put me on a panel.
Put me on a panel. We're exposing. Listen, you could get the three of us in a writing room for WWE, and we would have probably more quality things to write about than any of those current WWE writers that are there.
But wait a second.
In 3 weeks.
Wait a second. I got an update here. Sean Ross Sapp, breaking news. The Suplex Biddies have been released from WWE duties. Thank you, sons of bitches.
God, I didn't even set up my direct deposit. What the fuck?
Do we get paid for today's work?
I'm calling my agent. Yeah.
No, human resources cares
Leave-
I'm
about.
ordering a pizza.
Leave Greg alone. Hardiman makes 175K an episode.
Sold.
Yeah, I mean,
But
but
that was a highlight for SmackDown. So there you go. And now
Yeah.
you have Lesnar and Roman at day one, which seemingly is going to lead to a whole program through WrestleMania. Unfortunately, as much as
I
I
hope
like
not.
the new take on Brock, it's gonna drag, and I don't
Yeah.
like it.
I hope not. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we got something in the works we just don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, there's always those little
Mm.
challengers they sprinkle in there at some point in the WrestleMania build. What was the
What if
other
we-
one? He had-
what
he
if
had a
we get a-
revelation.
What if we get a triple threat match for WrestleMania finally?
Between?
Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns for a new title. A newly spoken title.
The big
Completely
meaty men championship?
no. Biggest cock in WWE, probably.
Absolutely.
No, but
Bobby Lashley.
no, I'm
This
just
is why we got fired.
this is where we got fired.
Cock talk.
But
disrespectful.
anyways, no, but like, what about like a triple threat match where it's brand versus brand, and seeing that Brock Lesnar is basically a free agent, he's really not tied down to any brand at that moment. It's a loophole in between.
Well, you could also Lashley could win the Rumble and then just say he wants to face Roman,
That too.
which I wouldn't hate. And then Lesnar's also just like, well, no, I haven't even had a chance to actually have a match yet. So,
In all honesty,
that's all we asked, Jones.
anybody else see the current direction of WWE heading towards conjoining the two titles at WrestleMania? Meaning we'll get Biggie versus Roman for the WWE Universal Championship, just
I
like
hope
John
not.
Cena versus Randy Orton.
I hope
Just
not,
the way
but
WWE is trending.
yeah, no, just because of how the ratings have gone and everything like that. You do
Get one
like.
champion.
I've always been such a huge fan of the brand split for so many reasons. Just because it gives multiple people chances on TV and multiple people get to be champions and showcase themselves, etc. Because that time in like what was like 2010 to like 14 or 15 when they just did like the Raw Super Show and everyone was just showing up everywhere.
Yeah.
It's too
Yep.
much. It's just so much
Yes.
overkill. And I hope that's not the case. But for their ratings, even if it was a short term thing, they could. It's I should have to
that's
think
just
about it.
that's just the way I see it happening.
Yeah,
That's
you
going
could
to be.
right.
I feel like that's going to be their big WrestleMania if they can't get The Rock.
I think they've officially ruled out The Rock as of right now, unless he comes back and wins the Rumble, which I wouldn't necessarily like. 'cause he
All of a
doesn't have
sudden,
to.
number 30. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Imagine
Spit
you
all
get
over
Rock,
my
Brock, and Roman.
Listen, they're gonna do the Rock.
That's a money
They're saying-
match.
Honestly, dude, Roman should just change his name from that. Triple threat. Brock, Rock, Cock. Let's go.
So I'd buy the T-shirt for sure.
I have a funny feeling.
You had to be there.
I was there.
Yes, Diego.
I have a funny feeling that the way that WWE is gonna handle the Rock is the same way that that they've handled Goldberg.
Oh.
Just keep on bringing him for no rhyme or reason.
There's a reason for him to come back now. Samoan.
I think Rock's on a whole other stratosphere than fucking Goldberg, though.
Yeah. Like that's kind of an insult to The Rock.
I'm very upset at him now. I'm very upset. I'm mad at Diego. Yeah, you burp again. Rock will slap
Yeah.
that taste out of you.
Get that 6 inches out of you.
It was just a cock. Rock and cock. Let's do this. Let's
Oh,
do
and
this triple
also-
threat.
Seemingly the new favorites for the Rumble early on is Belair to win it again to go face Becky at Mania, and then potentially Drew McIntyre or Lesnar at for SmackDown.
Becky will give Becky
see,
to
so
the Rock.
So here's
And
the
it'll
thing.
be the Rock versus Seth Rollins for the Becky.
In.
To be real, I wouldn't hate the the Drew versus Roman feud.
Mhm.
That's the thing. McIntyre hasn't won the Rumble yet in his career.
Yes, he had. Right before the pandemic.
Oh yeah. No, I don't like it.
Bruh.
I don't like it then.
Bruh.
Dude,
I
Well,
wish
yeah,
you guys
you know what?
just- come on.
Listen, I'd
been
like
a-
to
it's been a
forget
while.
about what happened
It's been a
before
while.
the pandemic. All right, leave me alone.
But those were the good times.
Yeah, but now it sucks.
No, it's sad. There's no chicken tenders.
Fuck. We're ending the episode. I'm fucking pissed off now. There's no more chicken tenders. All right. From all of us here at Suplex Biddies, make sure that you're checking out the Couch Guys Sports using the internet. How many times, Simon?
Once and then hooked for life. That's all it is.
Yes. It's like Reddit, but better.
Way better.
That's Couch Guy Sports for you. Diego Galvez, Andrew Ottman, Chris Jones. I'm going to go cry myself to sleep tonight because whoever's shorting the chicken tenders, you're ruining my life.
God damn it, Matty B.
I'll email the supply chain, bud. Don't
Thank
worry.
you.
I got
Thank you.